right now I'm actually built this. It's a small solar generator. It's not very powerful. Built it actually about 2 weeks ago. Still haven't tested it. Sun's starting to come up, so soon start power from the solar panel. Right now, just going off of the batteries. I hooked them up in parallel. It's about 5 amps each, something like that. Has a 20 amp hour rating. It's only being recharged about 1 amp from these things. It's about 0.75 of a current. These aren't very powerful solar panels together. Right now they're both hooked up to this piece right here. I had to tape that so it wouldn't spark. And then they're hooked up to this screen. That's a positive, that's a negative from both of these combined. Total is about 12.5 watts, so it's just under about 0.70 of an amp voltage that it's supplying to this. And then I hooked this side up to the inverter. That's a small inverter. I want to get an even smaller inverter because I think this inverter is pulling actually still quite a bit more power from these batteries than I can recharge them at. So the solar panels together are, one of them 7.5 and one of them's 5 watts. So together it's like 12.5 watts total. So it's not very powerful, and the batteries are 12 volts. And I've tested one before, right after I bought it off Amazon when it arrived, and it played my PlayStation for about 40 minutes along with small TV, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, my PlayStation is about 9 volts. So, you know, it's not perfect, but, you know, this isn't really, the setup is more for like small things like these 2 lights, or perhaps, I guess, a low wattage microwave or something. So, I mean, it's not very good power. I mean, I guess you could say with the inverter it draws a decent amount of power, but it's not going to last very long. Especially the more devices you hook up for it. And I'm pretty sure there's a possibility of damaging my batteries if I do draw too much power from it. Because these things only have a 1 amp rating, meaning if more than 1 amp is being pulled from it, it has a danger of pretty much being damaged, because they're just not built to give off that much power. So this is about a 4.5 watt light bulb, and so is that one. That one's maybe a 5 watt. That one's slightly brighter. So together they're probably holding, you know, 10, 11 amps, or 10, 11 watts. So it's still drawing a little bit less than 1 amp, which it is rated. And as well, once the sun comes out, these solar panels will hopefully be able to sustain it. But I'm also concerned because although it's only, the inverter's only fueling about 10 watts worth of power at a recharge rate of 12.5, it theoretically should be able to sustain it, but there's another problem with that, because I think the minimum, like, this thing is pulling a lot of power, I think, and wasting a lot of power necessarily, because it's not the best inverter, but it's still, you know, it's still a lot more power, I think, is being drawn from these than they're supposed to be. And I'm wanting to get like a 50 watt inverter, but I can't seem to locate one on Amazon, and it's just not worth looking for it right now. I don't need it. This is just a test. This is the first test I'm doing it for. I'm going to see how long these light bulbs last, and I'll comment it under the video later. This is test number 1, and I'm starting it right here before the day, and I'm going to see how long it lasts. So that's basically how parallel works, is it extends the amp hour. if you run it in series, which is basically crossing all of these wires into the other one, it makes the voltage bigger, but it basically lets you draw more power, but it doesn't let it go as long. So, with these, if you run it in parallel, meaning plus to plus to plus, and minus to minus to minus, it basically extends the amp hours, meaning you could run lower voltage things for longer periods of time. So, that's kind of the purpose of this, is to run small devices, small appliances and stuff that don't have too much of a voltage output for longer periods of time. E.g. like a fridge or something on camping. Not to mention, one of these days, after I get the test done, I'm going to have to create some sort of case to make it look, you know, to just make it easier to deal with. So, I'm going to see how long this is, and I plan on adding at least a few more batteries, you know, into this, because right now, well, I don't know, one of these days I will, but these things cost about $14 each online. I mean, that's pretty good, but I mean, still decently expensive with all the other things that I buy. Yeah, that's it for now. Just wanted to share that. So I'm going to see how long this lasts, and that's basically it. But yeah, it's basically just a small electric generator. Basically the wattage, as long as it's not really outputting more than is inputted back to the generator via the solar panels, then theoretically, until it's nighttime, it's basically free power. And then from that, basically the battery could just work off its reserves during the night. But the inverter is the concern here, because I'm pretty sure it's drawing way more power than I need to be drawn from it, and I think a lot of that energy is just being wasted on nothing, so I'm not sure. But, for now, that's it. Catch you later.